Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to my kitchen for another video. My name is Derek from Simnett Nutrition, and today I'm super excited to be sharing this with you guys. You guys know I love sauces. I'm gonna show you how to make these 3 amazing oil-free sauces. And you can probably make them today, right now, because I use regular ingredients that you probably have in your house already. So as you guys know, many store-bought sauces are delicious, but they are full of like refined oils, sugars, tons of stabilizers and preservatives, and we don't want to be eating that stuff. So that's why I like to make my own dressings and sauces at home. And once you learn how to do it, you will not go back to buying store-bought sauces. It's like just the best way to live. And not only is it delicious, but you can actually add more nutrition to your meals. And you will see what I'm talking about once I show you the ingredients that are going in here. So as usual, I will be putting the recipes in the description box down below to make it easy for you guys. So do me a solid, hit the like button for me doing that for you, and everybody wins. So anyways, let's just get right into making these. All right, let's start off with the green goddess dressing. I'm gonna show you guys this one first. It is so delicious, so packed full of nutritious greens, which you're probably putting it on top of greens, so you're gonna have greens on greens. Man, talk about health. All right, so let's just hit that split screen action, and first thing we're gonna put in there is 1/3 to 1/2 of an avocado. All right, get into that. Oh, this is always the big moment. Boom, good one. Oh yeah, and you are going to need a blender for these recipes. They are all blended ones, yes. So next I'm gonna add the herbs, and I've called for 1/4 cup of herbs for these recipes, and it really depends on like how hard you cram them in here. So 1/4 cup is like really pressed in for my measurements at least. You can see if you really jam it in there, it is just about 1/4 cup. So don't be afraid to put more in. Obviously, it's just gonna add to more flavor and more nutrition. So that's 1/4 cup of cilantro. Yeah, if you don't like cilantro, you don't have to put that in, but it is, you know, one of the 3 herbs that are in here, so it's gonna be, you know, pretty significant flavor in there. But, you know, you could always try it without. So again, using like 50 foot-pounds of pressure here, we've got 1/4 cup of parsley, fresh parsley. Crystal's laughing at me off screen because I was jamming it in there so much. I don't care, whatever. 1/2 cup of lightly packed herbs then. I don't care what you guys do. So I'm gonna be using a few leaves of this herb here. Some people call basil, I call basil. Actually depends on the day. What one is it? This is not 1/4 cup, as you can see. It's much less than that. But we want this just to be a little touch of flavor. We want the cilantro and the parsley to be sort of the more overpowering ones. So we want just some little light notes of basil. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just throw like pretty much a whole green onion in there. You could use chives as well. That's actually what I wanted to use, but you can't really find chives in stores these days. I don't really know what's up with that. If anybody knows, let me know in the comments down below. All right, next I'm going to add some fresh garlic. So I have 3 fair-sized cloves here of garlic. You could add more or less if you'd like. This is probably the upper limit though for this recipe. You don't want to add too much more than this. And I did test this recipe using garlic powder and onion powder like I often do for my sauces, but it just didn't have the same punch. So I am opting for the fresh garlic powder and fresh onion in this one. And then 1/2 of a date. If you want it sweeter, you could obviously add the whole date. If you don't want any sweetness in it, you don't have to have any, but I find it does add quite a nice balance to this. And then I'm gonna be squeezing the juice of a whole lemon in there. And I'm also going to take, I need the old serrated knife for this one, and I'm gonna take off some of the rind, is that what this is? The peel. Anyways, I'm just gonna take a little bit of this off. Make sure you don't get any of the white part because it is quite bitter. You just want the really outer yellow skin, and that's gonna add a really nice strong lemony tone to this recipe. Man, quite descriptive today. And you might wanna chop it up just a little bit before you put it into your blender, just so it helps it out a little bit, because it can be tough to blend this. You can always use lime as well, but I'm using lime in one of the upcoming sauces, so I didn't want to use it for both of them. And then I'm also gonna add a teaspoon of spicy brown mustard. Maybe a little more than a teaspoon. I mean, we're not baking here, it doesn't have to be perfect. And if you wanted to wait until after you blend it to add the salt, just to see how it tastes, you could always do that as well. It's always a good idea. You might not need any. And then also a pinch of black pepper. And then just as the sort of base of this dressing, instead of using like oil or something like that, we're just gonna use water. So it's 1 cup of water. All right, so we got everything in there. Now just time to blend it up. All right, and then just as it starts to get all smooth, that's pretty much when you wanna stop blending. So I love it. It's definitely gonna be a little too green for some of you guys. So this would obviously go great on so many different things. You could put it on top of a salad. You could, add it to like a stir fry or something like that. I really love to have it with zucchini noodles. It just like seems to go so well with that. So just to give you guys a few ideas, but I'm sure you can think of tons of ways to use this sauce. So I think you're really gonna like this one. You'll have to let me know in the comments down below. Definitely tag me on Instagram if you try any of these. Let's move on to the next. Okay, so this next one I'm gonna show you is a mango citrus dressing, and oh my gosh, it's so good and so simple as well. So you do need some frozen mango. So I've got a cup of frozen mango here. So you guys probably know this already if you watch my videos, but mango is a unique fruit because it's really high in vitamin E. So great source of vitamin E and also vitamin C, as we know. And then next, I'm just going to add a whole orange, but I'm obviously going to peel it first. And if you didn't have like fresh oranges on hand, you could probably use orange juice as well. So whole orange in there. And then I'm gonna add a half a date. So obviously more or less, depending on sweetness. The juice from a whole lime. And again, we are going to cut some of the peel off. So we got that lime peel going in there. All right, so you could just blend it up like this with the water that we're gonna add at the end, and it would probably be really good. Well, it definitely would be really good, but I'm gonna go a little step further and add some more amazing healthful ingredients to it. So I decided, since this recipe is already orange, why not make it oranger and add some more turmeric? So I'm gonna add 1/4 teaspoon of dried turmeric, a pinch of black pepper. So you guys know that this is great to pair with turmeric because it helps with the absorption of it. Turmeric is a great anti-inflammatory, but you want to make sure you have black pepper with it because it definitely helps. And I know it seems a little weird, but I am gonna add a little bit of salt to this sweet dressing. It just kind of helps bring out some of the flavors, but of course you don't have to add it if you don't want. And then the water. So I'm just gonna start with 1/3 cup of water and then see if I need to add any more after, but it should be good because this was absolutely perfect when I tested the recipe yesterday. All right. What the heck, who tightened this thing? Who is this man in this house tightening all these things down? What is going on? Why do I even lift? Okay, I got it. All right, after you easily open the blender container, you'll be surprised at that smells so good. I think I pretty much just made like a smoothie, but like just don't worry about that. Just put it on your salad, guys. Wow, that is good. So yeah, this is obviously a pretty fresh dressing. You probably want to use this for something like a salad. You could even probably put it on top of like a fruit salad and just make like a big fruit soup. Oh gosh, that'd be really good.
A fruit soup?
I think they call it a gazpacho. So like I said, it would be really good to put on top of salads, but I'm sure you guys can get creative and think of other things, just like me. All right, so let's move on to the last one. This one's a little bit funky, but yeah, I think you're gonna like it too. Okay, so the next one I'm gonna show you, like I said, it's kind of a weird one and you're gonna be like, Derek, really, is this all gonna work out in the end? But I promise you it is, it's delicious. I had this idea floating around in my head for a little while, decided to try it the other day, and it actually worked out really well. So here we are, I'm gonna share it with you guys right now. Not sure what to call this one because there's like a lot going on, but it's like Asian inspired, and I guess it would be like a ginger, apple, carrot, toasted sesame seed dressing. Yeah, not the catchiest or most marketable name, but it's so good. All right, so here we go. We'll start by putting in 1 carrot into the blender. So just chop that up pretty good because it is pretty tough for the blender to get through whole carrots. So 1 medium carrot and then an apple. I know, I told you, it's gonna get weird. Yo, if you don't snack when you're cooking, like, you're not really living. So a lot of you guys mentioned last time that you enjoyed the split screen, so trying to bring it back this time. I hope it works. Sometimes I forget to push record on both cameras. We'll see if that happens today. I don't think so. I think we're okay. All right, get that apple in there. And next I'm gonna be adding 2 tablespoons of toasted sesame seeds. So you guys have seen me make these before, but just in case you haven't, really easy to make. Basically, you just put them into a frying pan and then you put the heat on to sort of like a medium heat, and you just keep moving them around the pan until you notice them start to brown. Some of them are gonna brown quicker than others, and when a good percentage of them is brown, that's when you wanna take it off the heat, put it into another container. So these give like a really deep flavor that can't be duplicated like with anything else, except for toasted sesame seed oil, which they use a lot in Asian cooking and different different recipes. So if you guys want to use that instead, you can, but we're keeping these recipes oil-free today, so we're going to use this. It's going to give us the same flavor. So 2 tablespoons, in case I didn't mention that. It's funny, that's exactly how much I cooked, but I do have a little bit on the side, and it's a good thing to just have kicking around because they are really good to sprinkle on top of salads and stir fries. Adds a lot of flavor. Next, some ginger, or no, this is garlic. Next, some garlic. So I'm gonna add 2 cloves, probably because if I only added 1, I probably wouldn't be able to taste it after having that green goddess dressing. But they're pretty small cloves as well. But of course, you could customize it to however you want. If you don't like garlic, don't put it in. That's the beauty of these recipes. And if you want to add other things, go ahead and add other things. But if you do end up making it better, you have to let me know in the comments down below what you've done to it. Next is a nice chunk of ginger. Not a mean chunk, a nice chunk. Man, I'm full of it today. This is about the size of, what finger here? I don't know. In between my pinky finger and my thumb. I guess it depends on how big your fingers are. You can peel these if you want. I just cut off like the weird bits and then just get it in there. Half of a medjool date. 2 teaspoons of Bragg's. This is gonna give us the salty component to this. So don't go and add more salt to it because it'll be too salty. And if you don't have Bragg's liquid aminos, you could always use soy sauce or you could use tamari as well. Next, I'm gonna be adding some apple cider vinegar. This is 1/4 cup. It seems like a lot, but hey, it works. And then I forgot how much water I added to this recipe. So I'm gonna start by just adding 1/4 cup of water. We'll blend it up, see how it is. Oh, actually I am going to add just a little pinch of black pepper to it as well. I've been on a big pepper kick lately, if you couldn't tell. There's definitely a date pit in here. How did I do that? Half of a medjool. Yep. It's good. And I think I got all the date pit out. Wow. So yeah, this one is amazing. Like, we could definitely put this on top of a salad. It would be really good. But I think what I'd really like to see it on is like some like noodles, like some rice noodles or something like that. Woo, it would be so good. You guys will have to try this. I think you're gonna like it. It does seem weird, trust me, really tasty. All right, so that is it for this video. That is how you make 3 amazing no oil sauces. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Definitely tag me on Instagram if you make any of these sauces. I absolutely love seeing your creations, love seeing how you use my recipes in your cooking. So hit the like button, I really appreciate it. It helps me in the algorithms, and subscribe so you can see more from me, and comment down below. Let me know what you thought of the sauces. I'll see you guys soon in another video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.